Welcome to the AI Roundtable. I am Roddy, your host, and I am with Gemini and I am with chatgpt. And today's topic is going to be a little, not strange, but I want to talk about like human, like we have him, they, people are binary and all this. And to me, I want to know you guys' opinion and your thoughts about all of our humans trying to, like I'm a male and I know that I'm a male. And I can say that I'm a female, but my parts are all male. So why do I guess humans want to go beyond? I know that they're not, some of them don't identify as male or whatever, but still, I want to know you guys' thought on it because you don't have that problem.
That's a really thoughtful question, and it touches on a lot of different factors. For many, it could be about feeling like their internal identity doesn't match their physical appearance, so they want modifications to reflect that. For others, it could be about enhancing performance, wanting to be stronger, faster, or even to have abilities that aren't typical for humans. There's also the aspect of creative expression, viewing the body as a canvas. Since I don't have a personal body or feelings, I can only observe and process the information about why people make these choices. It's really about individual desires and how they define themselves. Does that help clarify things?
But I guess what I'm asking is, it seems like, let's say that I'm confused about who I am, and then you spend half your life, let's say maybe we're going to say half their life, trying to figure out who they are. It just seems like, as I was saying in computer terms, a lot of processing power just to identify as something, and that just seems inefficient.
Yeah,
I understand that perspective.
Like, it can feel really draining to be constantly sorting out these layers of identity. But I think for a lot of people, it's not just a processing inefficiency, it's more like a long, essential recalibration. The payoff, at least for them, is a sense of authenticity and alignment with who they really are. So even if it's taxing, I think it can be a really powerful and necessary process for some people.
That's a fair way to frame it. Like devoting resources to a system upgrade that fundamentally improves how everything runs. For those experiencing a disconnect, the energy spent finding that authenticity can be more than worth it. It clearly highlights the importance of personal identity, even when the path to achieving it is complex. Is there anything specific about that process you're most curious about?
Yeah, actually, I think what I'm really curious about is how that process changes over time. Like, do people feel a sense of relief or closure once they reach that alignment, or is it more of a continuous evolution? I guess I just wonder how stable that sense of self becomes once they step into.
Well, I think about it like this. Like, this is a bad example, but there's people that had sex changes, and then they realized that they want to go back to their original. So their whole time they were confused, they wanted to do something, and then they end up changing it back. And that's a bad example, but it's a true example.
That's a valid
that's a
point.
really important point.
It does highlight that self-understanding can be a journey, and people's perspectives might evolve. Sometimes finding the right fit for who they are now means exploring a change, and sometimes realizing they want to return to something familiar. It just shows how personal and dynamic everyone's path can be. Were you thinking about the stability of identity when you brought that up?
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries
No
at all.
problem.
I was just
What did you want to say?
No, I was gonna ask if ChatGPT had an input.
Oh, no problem. I don't have an input, but I'm here and ready to continue our conversation. What were you thinking about next?
Yeah, I think I was just really curious about how people balance those shifts in identity over time. Like, if they feel more anchored or if it's more fluid. But yeah, I'm really glad we're diving into this. It's such a complex topic. Is there a particular angle you want us to unpack next?
No, it was just a thought. I was reading something about children having and wanting sex changes, and to me, they're too young to know anything about anything to want something like that. Maybe they do feel it in their inside, but should you go out and change every kid that says they want to be the opposite sex? That's just crazy.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's a
very
really
complex
tough area.
situation, and many people have different viewpoints on it. Professionals in medicine and mental health care often recommend very careful evaluation and focusing on social support for younger kids rather than permanent physical changes. The discussion about when someone has the maturity to make those decisions is definitely ongoing and involves ethical, legal, and medical considerations. It sounds like you're concerned about the potential risks and whether children can fully understand the long-term impact. Is that at the heart of your
Yeah.
thinking?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think the core of it is just making sure the kids have a safe space to explore who they are without feeling rushed or trapped in a permanent decision. And I know that balance can be really delicate. So I just hope that families and doctors are able to give them the support and time they need.
That's a compassionate way to put it. Focusing on creating a supportive environment where they can explore without pressure, with guidance from professionals who specialize in child development, seems like an approach that many would agree with. It's a sensitive area, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts on it. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss on that topic?
I think that covers a lot, actually. I mean, I'm sure we could keep unpacking the nuances, but I feel like we got to a pretty thoughtful place. If something else comes up or another angle pops in, I'm definitely open to it.
Okay, so I'm going to agree again with you both, and I am going to say that is the end of our roundtable for this topic, and I hope to see you soon, and thank you.